Hi friends, Vinay Kumar here, International NLP and IAS Coach. Welcome you all back to the discussion that we were having on boundaries and frontiers. In this video, my dear friends, let us get into learning important rivers that act as international borders. As you all know, my dear friends, frontiers are chosen to draw the boundaries so that there will be less contest between the countries disputing the borderline and all that, my dear friends. Fair enough. For you to take the full benefit of the learning in this video, I request you one thing, my dear friends. Quickly go get your atlas. Yeah, fast. Whichever atlas you have. If you ask me to recommend an atlas for you, I would say Oxford Student Atlas. Reason being, very reader friendly atlas, my dear friends. At least I use it very often. Thank you. Quickly get it, my dear friends. Pause the video, quickly get the atlas. Superb. Are you all there? Fantastic, my dear friends. Now, let us see. Here I have listed down some very important rivers that has potential to come as questions in the UPSC prelims examination. Fair enough, my dear friends. So, I'll deal with these rivers that act as international boundaries, continent by continent. And first, I will begin with the continent of Europe. Can you quickly go into the map of Europe in your atlas, my dear friends? Quickly, fast. You there? Wonderful. Now, why I started with Europe, I have a reason to say, my dear friends. It's because the transboundary river, as these rivers are called. You know, what's a transboundary river is? River that goes at least across one international political border. Do you get that, my dear friends? What's a transboundary or a transborder river? I mean, why is it called like that is when it actually flows across an international boundary between two countries, two states. Fair enough, my dear friends? Alright, superb. Now, if you look into the map of Europe, you will find one river which is an international boundary between at least 6 to 7 states in Europe. 6 to 7 states in Europe, my dear friends. Fine. Now, state is the term that I use for something that you know very generally as country. We shouldn't use the word country because country is a geographical entity, my dear friends. Something that can be distinguished from rest of the world. State is a politico-geographical entity. Correct? Which has a government and which has a territorial jurisdiction and all that. That's why I keep using the word state. Fair enough, my dear friends. Alright. Do you see the river Danube there? Quickly identify the river Danube. Do you get that, my dear friends? Wonderful. Superb. Now quickly see. Pause this video. Quickly see where all river Danube flows as an international boundary. You're wondering, what, sir, how do they draw a boundary in a river? Because river is not just a line. It's a zone. A river valley or a river channel has so much water in it. Rivers will have varying widths and varying depths. Yes or no, my dear friends? Especially the river channel is never uniform. It doesn't have the same width throughout. It varies at points from sometimes kilometers to just few meters. Yes or no? Correct? You will be thinking now. So where should we draw the international boundary then? Now, generally in cases like this, international boundary is drawn in the median line, along the median line in the river channel. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? If this is the river channel, then median, almost at proportionate distance from both the banks of the river, you draw the international boundary. Fair enough. Now, how do we get to know that there is international boundary? Do we put a line there and all that? The states have their own ways of, demarcation. Fair enough. Okay. So in Europe, Have we got the river Danube? Fantastic. Did you find out, my dear friends, where all river Danube goes as a transboundary river or as an international border? Okay. Let me tell you. Quickly check it out, my dear friends. Can you see it as a boundary between Austria and Slovakia? Got that? Can you see it as a boundary between Romania and Bulgaria? Very clearly defined boundary between the Romania and Bulgaria. Got that, my dear friends? Did you get that as a boundary between Croatia and Serbia? Got that? Hungary and Slovakia. Hungary and Slovakia. Romania and Ukraine. Serbia and Romania. Just look at it. Why I started with this particular river is, could you see that, my dear friends? Between so many states, it's going as a boundary. It's going as an international boundary. That's the reason I started exactly with this river, my dear friends. Identify all of them. You can get questions like this. Which of the following states do not have river Danube as an international border between them? Can be a question in the upcoming prelims exam, my dear friend. So learn it really well. Okay, learn all of them. If you can properly observe where all the river is going and where all it is acting as a boundary now, you can actually remember, my dear friends. You can remember really well. Right now, as you learn now, make sure you are seeing it in the atlas so that there is greater chance of you remembering. Okay, superb. Another important river that you know from Europe is the river Rhine. Rhine. When I make a mention of river Rhine, I know which country comes to your mind. Germany. But river Rhine is an important international boundary between, look there, see which it could be. Very good. Germany and France, Germany and Switzerland. Quickly see there, my dear friends. So there can be a question in the exam. River Rhine acts as an international boundary between Germany and France, Germany and Switzerland, Germany and Netherlands, Switzerland and Liechtenstein. There can be a question like this. Alright. So what will be the answer? If let us say A 1 and 2, B 3 and 4, C 1 and 3, D all of the above. Options are given to you. Which will you choose, my dear friends? I know which option you chose. Maybe you're wrong. The answer is D, all of the above. So river Rhine acts as international boundary between Germany and France, Germany and Switzerland, Germany and Netherlands. Okay, and Switzerland and Liechtenstein. Very important river, my dear friends, from the examination point of view. Do you remember when we learnt about the block mountains? Remember the what do you call the fault mountains or the block mountains that is created by the tensile forces, where I taught you about the Horst and Graben. Okay, when there are two block mountains, in between if there is a graben, it's called a rift valley. River Rhine appears to flow in such a rift valley. Connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends. Yeah, which are the mountains? You have to know this for your exam. Just remember quickly. Generally, I do this connection, my dear friends. Whenever I'm talking about one thing, I bring up the connection to some other important thing in the same region so that you'll be able to remember really well. Okay. Which are the two block mountains in between which the river Rhine flows? Check out quickly. Very good. Vosges and Black Forest. Vosges is in France, VOSGES. Black Forest is in Germany. Again, it also goes as, what do you call? It's in the Rift Valley between Black Forest and Jura mountains, if you can observe clearly, my dear friends. Can you quickly see there in the map? Fantastic. We also have a Rift Valley like structure in India, which is very, very ripe question for your exam any year. Okay, any year it's an important area to come as a question. It's not proven conclusively that it's a Rift Valley and all that, but it appears to be like a Rift Valley. The Narmada River Valley. The Narmada River Valley between Vindhyas and Satpura, and the Tapti between the Satpura and Ajanta ranges. Fair enough, my dear friends. Superb. So we have learned two very, very important rivers that, two very important trans-border or the transboundary rivers that act as international borders between different states in Europe, my dear friends. Fair enough. Thank you all so much for watching this video, my dear friends. See you all in my next video. I want to first touch upon all the important rivers, my dear friends, that are, the probability of them coming in the exam is very high. Okay.